Right. Hey YouTube, and welcome back to Pink Lenses. While my notes was already up and ready to go, I wanted to go ahead and do the my second video, which is on dating safety. It's kind of follow up to the first video, which was, am I in an abusive relationship? And I wanted to do one on dating safety because a lot of times women don't have to be in a long-term relationship or marriage to be abused. A lot of instances have occurred where there's a woman or a young girl, college student who's been dating someone for a couple of weeks, a few months, and they are instantly involved in intimate partner violence. And you can't really gauge whether or not someone is an abuser by just meeting them, on the first date or the second date, right? Because no one just walks up to you and say, hey, my name is so-and-so, I like long walks on the beach, I like to go to the movies, I like dancing, and by the way, I'm an abuser. Like, nobody says that. Nobody says that. So there are certain ways that you can keep, you can stay safe while dating, and kind of watch out for different warning signs and for signs of abusers, or signs of people who want to take advantage of you or physically harm you, or anything like that. So I just wanted to provide a few tips for whether you're younger, older, middle-aged. It's really pretty much the same, because you can be starting over or dating at any point in your life. So there's just a few things that I've learned over the years in regards to how to protect myself while I'm actively dating, right? So first and foremost, personal information. Never, never, ever give out your personal information to someone that you have just first met. And while this advice may seem obvious, I see too many instances, some with my coworkers at work, or just my regular friends who just they're not really aware of how to navigate the dating scene, and a lot of women tend to do this mistakenly because they feel they don't think they have a reason not to trust someone. Now, your phone number, obviously you have to give out your phone number to talk to somebody or to communicate with them. That's fine. I do know some women who give out, an alternative number, meaning they may have two phones, one that they may really not use, or one that may be for work, or, I think there's an app now where you can get a second line. So you have your regular cell phone, your number is attached to that, but then you can get an app where it creates a second phone number for you. So that way, the person that you're giving your number to, they don't have your real number. They have the second line. And I've done that several times. Like, there are several times where I meet someone and my intuition just kind of goes off just a little bit, not enough for me to not talk to them, but I'm just, like, okay, you're going to get my second number. And I've done that plenty of times. And then as I grow and, we get to know each other and I become more comfortable, I will give them my real number. So phone numbers, you need that to communicate. What I'm referring to are things like your address or the address of your place of employment. Those are things that you should never give out. You should never, if they're on the first day asking to pick you up from your home or your job, I think that's a major red flag. Now, some people may just be trying to be nice or, offer out of courtesy, what have you. But my thing is, if a person is an abuser or it has the intent to harm you, you don't want them knowing where you live. You don't want them knowing where you work, because if things do take a turn for the worse, they have access to you. A lot of people may feel like, well, that's too much or that's overly cautious. From my experiences, I feel like that is very important for you to withhold certain information. There are instances where I will even say, they ask me, what do you do? And I kind of tell them what I do, but I don't really go into too much details as far as like my work life or anything like that. So that's first and foremost. Just limit how much information you give them. I know in the dating phase, it's really, a lot of times it's about asking questions and really like diving deep into who that person is. And that's fine. Just be careful. You don't want anything to go wrong and now they have access to information that they should not have access to. Another way to stay safe while dating is to let someone know where you're going. Your friend, a family member, a trusted loved one, let them know where you're going, what time you're going to be there, whatever information you feel like is necessary in the event that something occurs, where they will be able to find you or locate you if you are in need of help. There are times where I've went on first dates and I will tell my friend, hey, this is where I'm going. This is what time we're getting there. If, me and the date pull up at the same time, like this is the color car they're driving. In some instances, I give them license plate numbers just because, you just never know. And we live in a crazy world. Back in the day, a lot of things that's happening now weren't really happening, or they were happening, but they weren't really out there because of, lack of technology and social media and all those things like that. Nowadays, people are harming people on the first dates or abusing people and harassing people within the first couple of weeks of knowing each other. And that's insane. So I just personally always follow this rule of thumb. I let someone know where I'm going. Now, if I've known that person for a while and we're comfortable with each other and then we're deciding to take the next step, then that's different. But if this is a blind date or if this is someone that you really don't know that you met on the social media app, especially if you met on the social media app, it is important to let someone know where you're going. So the third way I want to, or the third thing I want to emphasize when it comes to dating safety is to carry safety devices. By safety devices, I mean your tasers, your pepper spray, any device that is designed to protect you in the event you have to defend yourself. I've never personally had to use anything on another individual, but I do carry my pepper spray. I do carry my taser, just because you never know. And I don't really go on too many dates to just, have to, think in advance, like all the time, okay, got to make sure this and that. But, in the event that I do go out with someone that I don't know, I want to make sure that I have a way of escape. So definitely carry your safety devices, whatever they may be, your protective devices. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is your instincts, trusting your instincts. Trusting your instincts is something that is so, so important. And a lot of people, we all have intuition. We all have this inner feeling that lets us know whether or not something is off or whether or not something is wrong. A lot of times we don't trust it or we don't practice it because we're just used to, thinking the best, or, we're not really actively in tune to our body. But I cannot stress enough how many times trusting my intuition has saved me from a lot of things that could have really went wrong. I have a lot of funny dating stories. I have a lot of disturbing dating stories, but in all of them, I've always trusted my intuition, and it's never steered me wrong. And you never want to take the chance, even if you feel like, okay, I think this is a red flag, but maybe not. Like, always go with your first instinct. Those are just few of the ways that I would like to kind of emphasize dating safety. Always make sure someone knows where you're going. Always make sure you are carrying your protective devices. Don't give out personal information, and trust your instincts. There's a lot of crime that's being committed against women, and dating can be scary at times. It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be light. But we live in a world where people are just not, they're not okay. They're broken. and we're really in a difficult time in society. So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I hope you stay tuned for more videos.